This video is going to be a look at Odell Beckham Jr.'s impact with the Baltimore Ravens through 7 games in 2023. Of course, we know he's only played in 5 of them. He suffered an injury that forced him to sit out, I think, weeks 3 and 4. There's ample evidence, if you ask me, that he's got plenty of juice, plenty of fight, plenty of energy, effort, whatever phrase you want to use, left for this year and beyond, to be honest with you. As recently as 3 weeks ago, there was criticism levied at the signing, especially after the interception I'm going to show you here in a moment in Pittsburgh. That was, if you ask me, a huge factor towards the Ravens losing that game. I know we ended up losing by more than just what would have been a field goal after that play, but that interception, that missed opportunity for points, puts us in a totally different situation when we do get the ball back late in the game. But after the last 2 weeks against the Titans and the Lions, OBJ's made impact plays. They may not be enough impact plays for some people who want him to end up with 70, 75 catches. That was never going to be the goal, if you ask me, especially once you've missed 2 games, weeks 3 and 4. And even when he came back in week 5 against the Steelers, I don't think he was 100% healthy. I'll be honest with you. I love the element he brings to the offense. The main one, among others, is a third down target. A guy who has won one-on-one matchups plenty of times in his career, isn't as fast as he used to be, certainly not a huge receiver. He does have a wide catch radius, and I think in those third down situations, he's proving to be a guy that Lamar trusts. I think Rashad Bateman can be that guy as well on the backside of formations, the backside X receiver. But right now, Odell Beckham Jr. is the guy who is making those plays on the backside on third downs. I'm going to show you multiple third down wins he's had already. Now, really, we know he's only played in 5 games because, like I said, he missed weeks 3 and 4. Couple things to note. We are 4-1 in the games he plays. I don't know if that's correlation, causality, or what. I do think he balances the equation of our 11 and 12 personnel groups really well. So I think there's something to be said there. In terms of overall stats, I got no problem if someone wants to complain and say, well, we paid that much money for 14 catches out of 22 targets for 162 yards through 7 games. If you multiply that by 3, we really don't, play 21 games, obviously, but he's only played in 5. You're looking at, 45, 42, 45, maybe 50 catches, 450, 500 yards, somewhere in that. That's a steep price to pay for that level of production. I think he's a guy that we can get a lot out of in high leverage situations, third downs, and in big games. The first play that I'll show you is obviously one that is not his best. It's the interception. He's up at the top of the screen. I don't think that this is a good ball by Lamar. I don't think it's a great route by OBJ. I don't think it's a good option. One thing, and I am putting this out on film already, is we get to play the Steelers again. And I think Joey Porter Jr. is a heck of a football player, and I think he's going to turn into a really good corner. But his quote, "Go be a family man now," he'll have to stand on that the next time we play. And I'm interested in the matchup, not in balls like this, 50-50 balls in the end zone, because I don't think that's what OBJ is right now. This is a huge interception, and to me, I look more for like slants, out routes, stuff like that he can win on because of his quickness. He's never been a physically overwhelming receiver, and in terms of that matchup, it was just a bad matchup, bad choice all the way around by everybody involved, including Todd Monken. All right, let's get to the good stuff. 2 weeks ago against the Texans, 3rd and 4, first half. This is just a simple slant flat concept, and OBJ burst through for 32 yards. Quick release by Lamar. When you get the end zone angle, you'll see what I mean. Ravens do the same thing oftentimes in terms of our boundary side coverage. We'll bring an inside backer or safety, kind of vacate this area right here, which is what OBJ runs onto. When I talk about the speed or quickness, that's what he has now. He doesn't have, maybe he doesn't have breakaway speed. I do wonder if he got a ball like Gus did the other day, if he'd be able to take it 80 yards and maybe not get caught. But he's got quickness. He's got short area quickness. He definitely looks bigger and thicker than maybe we remembered him in 2021. I think we're going to get plays like this out of him multiple times this year, maybe once or twice a game on third down where we need it. OBJ is the guy to look for. Lamar with a quick release. You got a free edge rusher off the edge here. Gus going out into the flats. That corner is off screen to our left. Possibly you got a mistake by one of the inside linebackers here for the Titans. Lamar, quick release, boom, hits him in stride. That's what OBJ can give us. And there's nothing wrong with that, it only turns into a 32-yard game. If it's Zay Flowers or maybe Rashad Bateman or something like that, or Nelson Aguilar, maybe he's gone. But I love the element that he brings, the consistency, the reliability. He recognizes things quick, I think, and you see it in some of the evidence of his play last week against the Lions. Week 1 against the Texans, another win, backside. This is that beautiful ball that was well placed by Lamar down towards the sideline. OBJ adjusts to it perfectly. Not every receiver in the league makes that catch. Certainly there's, a couple dozen of them, if not more, that do. But my point is he's made these catches in NFL stadiums in front of thousands of people many times before. He expects to do that. And Lamar has seen him do that. He trusts him. And he should. It's a great catch. It's in the fourth quarter. I still think it's the game's over at this point against the Texans. Same play, end zone angle, by the way. Game's over against the Texans at this point. I think we've already got 22 points. So, be that as it may, maybe this doesn't decide the game. But these are the types of third down situations. All of these are third downs that I'm showing you so far. That OBJ can win and extend drives and maybe get us another 3 points as opposed to having to punt or get us a touchdown. Someone get us a touchdown on the ensuing plays. You always need wins on the backside of formations because you're going to get a lot of man coverage over there. Again, it's the same thing the Ravens defense does with Patrick Queen and our backside corners, whoever it might be. And OBJ has won enough of them in his career, and he's winning enough of them here this year already when he's had opportunities. Another one against the Texans. This is earlier. This is actually his first catch of the season, I think. It's a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. Backside on an out route to the sideline. Lamar trusts him. Lamar will look over there. It's just a simple out. But again, it's the backside of trips where you're going to, the coverage options for the defense are somewhat limited. Now they're showing heavy blitz here. People are generally going to drop out. The Ravens do the same stuff. And what it does, if you ask me, if you can only solo someone up on the backside and your backside X can't win, it allows you to hedge another defender over to the trip side. If we win enough of these matchups on the backside, especially in third downs, we'll get. I'm not talking about a safety being over the top because OBJ is going to beat him deep. He can win on the slant. He can win on the out, which is the main 2 routes that we've shown you so far. This one from last week. Look, is he going to end up with 65, 70 catches? That was never the goal. If you want to call him a possession receiver, call him whatever you want to at this point. I like the game. He reminds me of an NBA guy who used to score 24, 25 points a game, who is now, later in his career and is now giving you a smooth 16, 17, 18, and maybe 22 or 24 on nights when you need him to. I think he makes up for the lack of explosiveness by making himself available. Clearly, this is an RPO by the Ravens. You got a gap exchange by the Lions. Hutchinson is running with the running back and basically tackles him. The inside linebacker, Anzalone, is folding over the top. That's the gap exchange part. He's folding over the top to take Lamar. And then OBJ just basically replaces the DB near the top of the numbers. Some people, when we first saw this type stuff, we called it quintuple option. The running back, the quarterback, or 2 of the routes out there to the edge. It's a beautiful play. How often are we going to use it? I don't know. It's not a play that you use 5 or 6 times a game. I do like the usage with OBJ here, to be honest with you. He'll just sit and wait for the ball because he's super smart. He's played a lot more games than every receiver tight end on our roster, except for, I guess, at this point, Mark Andrews. But certainly OBJ's been in the league a lot longer. Again, he's the backside X, and this is that patented slant. To me, this is patented by OBJ already for the Ravens. The Ravens really hit the Lions to the boundary, I thought. And OBJ was a part of that, if you ask me. In this game against the Lions, he did have 5 catches for 49 yards. He had another 10-yarder where he almost scored. I think I'll show that one to you in a minute. But look at the window that Lamar's got between the inside backer and then the boundary side defender. OBJ fits right in between it. He's the only route over there. He knows where to go. He understands coverages pre-snap. And I'm sure that, his film study at this point with all the people he's been around, the Rams, the Giants, the Browns, obviously, with Monken in 2019, and now with the Ravens, that he knows what to look at on film and then how to recognize that on the field quickly and make himself available in windows like you just saw, where there's 4 defenders, not necessarily bracketing him, but 4 defenders to that side, and he finds the precise window to fit into in what looks like cover 3 to me. Same view from the end zone angle. It'll be off screen to our left. He's off screen to our left. At first, again, it's cover 3 distribution. Boom, right in the window between the hook curl defender, which is Barnes, and the curl flat defender, which is Jack Campbell. Smooth catch. Maybe we don't want him running backwards. He doesn't have enough athleticism, I don't think, to get the corner on stuff like this. But I think he provides these timely plays enough and the experience. And I love the fight, to be honest with you, that he showed against Simmons in Week 6, and even after the game. You got a little bit of a condensed split here, to be honest with you, against the Lions. It's an over concept. So perhaps a little bit of a giveaway formationally by the Ravens. And I don't think the Lions did a great job of identifying things pre-snap on defense on Sunday at all. OBJ is a guy who has been there and seen a lot of things, and I think the experience that he brings in terms of finding open spots, making catches, and then protecting himself and the football, I think it's priceless. Now, did we pay too much for him? It's fine with me if you're of the opinion that we have spent too much money for a guy who we can't do everything with, like just throw a fade to right here and expect him to win that matchup. I think, do we have to be smart with his targets? Of course. We don't want to put him in situations where we don't expect him to win, and I think that was one of them. And that one, to me, goes on Monken, Lamar, and OBJ for not really, trying to top the route. So he draws some of the blame there, if you ask me. But keeping him in the right situation, I think it's a really smart combo, him and Rashad Bateman, for real, to either have them split time or have them utilized differently. I would like to see Bateman used on some of the third down routes as well. I think we've got a tremendous amount of talent at the receiver position. Nelson Aguilar is playing great. Zay Flowers, it goes without saying that he's playing great. I love the game that OBJ brings and has brought so far. If you were to just multiply his targets and his catches by 3, and he finished the regular season with no touchdowns, I still wouldn't be upset with the signing, because I think he's a guy that's going to make catches in big games. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to make himself available when teams try to show combo coverages or match coverages. He can find open spots in zones. He's won enough third down matchups for me to say comfortably that he's still able to do that. And that's one of the reasons I think they signed him originally. It wasn't to score 10 touchdowns. That was never going to be the case. But if we do get the healthy version of OBJ that we've seen the last 2 weeks, I think he's capable of showing us more of these things. Let me know what you think of those thoughts. OBJ certainly, if you ask me, has made an impression already. And I look for more of these plays, in the weeks coming, especially as we get to the point in the season where teams are going to try to take away some of our front side options and trips, and we've got to go backside a little bit more often. Appreciate you guys' time.